Today we want to learn about sodium-ion batteries. We're going to go to a company in China developing, commercializing sodium-ion batteries. So come with me to see what we can learn here. This company is exciting because they're not just developing the technology for sodium-ion batteries, but they're also building the full systems. They have a lot of systems already in place in lots of different countries. We're going to learn, do they actually use sodium-ion batteries right now? Or they might be using still LFP because the price of lithium went down so much. So there's a lot of questions we have about sodium-ion battery and their commercialization. And I think what could be a better place than being in the company in China actually developing the technology today. So let's go inside. Okay, great. So now we see some of the products here, some of the sodium-ion batteries. We can see them here. So they're really developing a lot on the sodium-ion battery topic. We have heard earlier that current systems are mostly still working with lithium-ion, mainly because of the LFP price being so low. So right now it doesn't really make financially sense for them to use sodium-ion batteries. So they're kind of waiting a bit to kind of, one, to improve the performance, get more cycle life. Currently they are more about 3,000 for sodium-ion batteries compared to about 6,000 and 8,000 more for the LFP. But their new systems, they're claiming they can get up to 12,000 cycles. So it's something they're developing further to get into the market. So right now their strategy has been develop full systems with LFP and then at the same time develop sodium-ion batteries. So we can see some of them here. We see cylindrical form factor, prismatic form factors. Some of specifications here, all in Chinese of course. Also larger prismatic systems. And then we can see some of their applications they have working on which are actually having sodium-ion battery in them. Again, right now it doesn't really make sense financially, but it's something they're already bringing, developing further and getting ready to the market there as well. So yeah, really exciting to see because we spoke a lot about this. Sodium-ion is a topic I started a long time ago. My first research career in the US at Berkeley Lab worked on sodium-ion batteries. And it's really exciting now to see the commercialization of it because it has been in the West mostly been seen as something still the lab stage, but here we can see actually systems getting developed. But funny enough, the price really determines, it was the big argument to get sodium-ion batteries due to the price. But now actually we see their argumentation is to say it's better at a bigger temperature window, so we can go to lower and higher temperatures, which is interesting, right? Because also from a financial aspect, if you actually can build a superior product, at least in some of these aspects, it's really attractive. But again, energy density being lower right now than LFP and lithium-ion batteries, but they're also claiming they can get more to par with lithium-ion batteries, which again, we have seen they have done pretty good in China for LFP by improving the system level, cooling, things like that. So if they can get smarter decision engineering-wise, they might also can then get more competitive with lithium-ion and LFP specifically. Okay, and now we want to look a bit more on the energy systems they're currently offering. So you've seen some really interesting projects around the world, from New Zealand to the DRC and many other regions. And what's interesting here, when we look at them, so this is like a more energy storage systems and also goes bigger. Actually, when we go here, we can see some of them more in the real world, some of the projects and a bit of the size there as well. So this is a smaller system, 516 kilowatt hours, etc. Then we go more into the megawatt hour level here as well. We also saw new installations they work on for like 100 megawatt hour. So I think there's a lot happening. What's interesting, we learned from them that all of them at the moment are still lithium based, so LFP based, and that's mainly due to the price. They also have an interesting financial model where they actually have a lot of these systems where they then sell back the electricity to the customer. They're really focused on B2B, so only working with other industrial companies, mining companies, etc. They don't really focus right now on more kind of community-driven projects. From a financial aspect, it's more difficult for them to negotiate and to plan with and to operate with. So again, at the moment, we're really looking at lithium-based systems, but they're doing it to get experience. So their own know-how is sodium, but they're getting the experience by installing systems, by using lithium from other Li-Feng and other big lithium battery providers. So I think that's quite interesting from an approach. And then here we can see also some of the larger systems, like more containerized models that bring it to the world. And I think it's interesting because we talk a lot about the different approaches we see in different countries. And I think, again, Asia is very much known to move faster. I think especially to get all these systems out. We see this even with solid state. It's more about ramp up before you have the final product. And it's a bit similar here. So they have the sodium-ion in the works, we saw it earlier, but they're already providing full systems and even figuring out the commercial models for the different markets, and then at the same time providing the technology and developing technology further to really move to the sodium-ion batteries. So their goal is to go full sodium-ion. They have a history more on lithium, but they want to go for BESS. They really want to go full sodium-ion. So that's interesting. They're also looking a bit at other systems from next year, potentially more like two-wheeler and like more power-based systems. So this for them are more energy storage, energy-based systems, but they're also looking at power-based systems. And maybe one last thing, if you just look around, right, a bit more off-grid, and that's kind of in their DNA of off-grid. We can of course see a bit more of the fun kind of camperized models, again, which might also be more interesting again. We also kind of from a consumer perspective for kind of our fun tents. But yeah, these kind of systems you can more easily do, right? It doesn't have too many requirements. I mean, safety is a crucial one. And that's something also where you have a lot of claims now, and they're saying that this is the really big argument for them now, safety. It's the new messaging they try to do, because not so much anymore about cost. They believe they can do about 30% lower cost compared to lithium-ion in the long run. So that's their belief. But for now, they're also talking a lot about safety. And we see, especially also in Western countries and the US, with energy storage systems, even scooters and topics like that, safety has become a big concern. And so I think that's also an interesting new angle to sodium-ion batteries. And yeah, really excited to see it here. We will check in more for other kind of companies and products, but yeah. Okay, what we actually found here is looking a bit around the three godfathers of the battery, the three Nobel Prize winners. Of course, there being many others, also very important figures in the battery field, also of the newer developments. But yeah, good enough, Whittingham, Mr. Yoshino. Really exciting to see them here. You can really see they breathe batteries. They're really excited about it. It's something you could also find in another company, I'm sure. Just a quick, nice find here in the company. Another thing we found here is really, the periodic table. Why do we care about the periodic table? Because one thing is, of course, we're looking here at lithium and sodium. We go here and sodium, and then also, of course, hydrogen. Like, why do you always care? Because, of course, the energy density is really influenced by these elements as well, and of course, ionic size. And lithium, of course, being the most energy dense form right now for batteries. Sodium-ion is larger, it's more tricky. People can also do funny things, other elements. So this is kind of the playbook we're working with in the battery field. Hydrogen, of course, being another element, which is also important for the clean tech future. I think just another nice find here. That's our periodic table. Great, so now we want to talk about sodium-ion batteries. And we're actually with a company developing sodium-ion batteries in China, which I think is really exciting because we have seen also last year there's been all the hype. Everyone talked about sodium-ion batteries. I think after COVID, people realized, it's not just in lab stage anymore. Actually in China, companies are working on commercializing this technology. I started my career in sodium-ion batteries, so it's a personal, exciting story for myself. But I think beyond that, the two topics I would like to start on this discussion is, one, why do you really focus on sodium-ion batteries? Like, why are you so interested in that topic? Why you're pushing it, even though you have a history also with your company of doing lithium-ion before as well. And then the second topic, why don't we really see it right now in the market, even though you can already make commercial product? Why is it not really adopted? So maybe if you could start with that, and then we go more to your company as well.
Thank you, Simon. First of all, we focus on the sodium-ion battery because it has several very different things and advantages compared with the lithium battery. First of all, we think the elements of sodium is very easy to acquire from nature. It's not like lithium. Lithium only lies in very specific area, but sodium we can get it easily. So it makes the cost of sodium should be cheaper than like 30% cheaper than the lithium. But so far it's not achieved yet because of the specific reasons. The lithium cost now is low, but we should focus on the long terms. We still believe the sodium battery, the cost could be much cheaper. For example, the sodium should be like 5 cents per WH, but lithium could be from long term, the average cost is like 8 cents. And another advantage, obviously, we can see is that the sodium can be used in extreme environments like very cold and very hot area. It's very stable. It's much safer than lithium. No fire, no explode, no safe, problem. It's very good and safe for the environment. The circle life, we are doing the research. We try to make it like 8,000 times circle times. It could be the same as lithium. So the only shortcoming of sodium is like the size is a little bigger, but we still believe this could be largely used in the vehicles and in the energy storage field in the future.
And maybe you could also share a bit about, because I think one interesting aspect of your company I found is that you already now are focusing on, so you have a history on materials with lithium and cobalt and nickel, and now you're actually in the market for full systems. You're offering, you showed us really impressive portfolio of projects you have in the market in China, but also now overseas in different regions. And of course, one of my first questions was, is there sodium in there? You just mentioned that the sodium price right now is not as competitive with lithium because the lithium price went down further. And we see this also in Europe. I think we have a lot of developments from OEMs who looked at sodium and now moved away again because they said the price is not relevant. But I think you mentioned a much longer term vision and where you look at the price. But maybe if you could share a bit some of your strategy right now, why you're already now focusing on full systems, even without the sodium, you have to buy other systems. What are you hoping to learn from having these full systems in the market today before you have your sodium you will put inside in the future?
From my view, I think there have 3 points to explain what you are asking. First of all, the lithium-ion battery now is fully developed. And in China, we have a much very, very, very large, huge capacity of production capacity. And if we try to get our competitive and the difference in this energy storage system market, we can't find if we use lithium-ion battery, we can't strengthen our advantage. So in other words, the sodium-ion battery is beginning in 2021, and my boss Dr. Cao has developed much knowledge on the sodium-ion battery in cathode material, anode material, and the sodium-ion battery cell, and so we decided to focus on the sodium-ion battery to gain more market share or more attention from the market or the financial, the investor. So the sodium battery we have some much attention, and nowadays the competitive in the energy storage system and the little power market is very, 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 very crowded. So we must, my boss, Dr. Cao, always ask me how to show our difference, how to show our competitive. In my view, your product or your solution must be very, very, very cheap. It's the first, and very safe. And then your price for your solution or your products must be stable. And the custom is worldwide, and the customer's concern is the same. They want to get a cheaper and useful, and can get a very, very short time invest back, I think. So sodium-ion battery is our choice. And nowadays, sodium-ion battery is expensive than, it's a little expensive than lithium-ion battery. So just as you mentioned, in worldwide market, we haven't seen any commercial sodium-ion battery. It's the same. It's a factor. So nowadays we focus on the project development. We want to get the order. The order is just we consult our customer to get or give me some of the PV station order or energy storage order, and the order have some time to go on. Some contractor needs more than 1 year, more than 1 year to deliver the offer. So we have time. So in our plan, we want to produce the sodium-ion battery next year. So we have 1 year to give the market, give our customer commercial, like this commercial sodium battery. If the customer is very can't give us more than 1 year to deliver the order, to deliver the product or the solution, we will use the lithium-ion battery solution. So this is not a conflict. As a company, my boss own a company, we just get the order and make the positive cash flash. It's okay, I think.
No, it makes sense. And I think, again, and I appreciate also one thing which also stuck out to me, right, our previous conversations is about the business model as well, how you do revenue share. So you're so confident in your technology that you build these products and projects, and you actually say, look, we're going to charge our batteries when the energy prices are low. We're going to give it back to consumer when they're higher, so we make money from that. So actually we are willing to invest in our own system in these projects, and we make the money over time.
Yeah, over time.
Which I think is...
It's a cycle, I think.
Which is a confidence, I think, in your technology. And of course, it's more attractive in the longer term financially. Shorter term, of course, needs more upfront investment. And also you have to make sure that our systems last long enough. We spoke about it, right, that you maybe are now at 3,000 or something of cycles for sodium ion. And LFP, we're looking more at 6,000, 10,000. But you said you work on the 12,000, right, cycles. So, which is then... might be superior even.
Yeah, next year, if our the commercial style sodium-ion battery in the market, the first is the cycle life, more than 10,000 cycles is the first, nearly 12,000 cycle life, and the much cheaper than lithium-ion battery is our aim. And we have gained much knowledge and much technical served on the production line, on the processing to save the cost, or to get the more good quality sodium-ion battery. We have gained more than 3 years.
And it's an iterative process, right? We have seen the same for LFP and other technologies, that LFP wasn't as popular till there was like some engineering, but also modification, done, which made it more attractive. And the thing is exciting also once, I think, especially in China, once China embraced LFP, how much you could improve also the energy density of a system, be it on the module, on the pack level, rather than just on the cell level. So I think it will be exciting to see all the different, improvements which will come over time, also for the sodium-ion battery topic. There's many other topics like supply chains and things, and I know we start talking about, and our listeners, you might have to talk to me or us if you want to learn more about some of these other topics. But maybe one thing also, it's interesting, I think, with your history of your company. If you could maybe also share a bit on that. I know there's different companies as well. You're getting you're expanding in different areas. But maybe if you could just share a bit for our listeners, kind of what's the history of your company, what has been the journey.
Okay, as well. Okay, Sam. My company have two groups. One is Great Power Nickel and Cobalt company, and now is the Dongjian company. The first company, Great Power, is focused on the nickel and cobalt mining. And we have a factory, over 5 factories in China, Anhui Province, Zhejiang Province, Jiangxi Province, Guangxi Province, and we have much investor on the production, like a plant and our supply chain. And our raw material is from Congo, and Southeast Asia. From the nickel and cobalt raw material, and our products of a Great Power company is cobalt sulfate, nickel sulfate, and cobalt metal, and this is our Great Power. So our supply chain is in the and our panel is in the Africa and Southeast Asia. And in the ending of 2022, we established the Dongjian Group. Dongjian Group is focused on the solar PV station and sodium-ion battery and energy storage system. And we want to provide the much cheaper and high quality energy storage system and new energy system like solar PV and energy storage system. And nowadays we have focused our more than 70% invest on sodium-ion battery. In next year, if our sodium battery is ready and face the commercial style to the market, we will get our investor trend to the next PV model, like what to say, 钙钛矿 how to say the trust, and our company great power and not great power also, but also Dongjian is focused on the energy story, and we will face in China we will face the great innovation on the new technology or new processing to get the more efficient style of energy and low cost. And our market is from China to worldwide, especially Africa and East Europe and Asia. Okay.
Fantastic, thank you. And you also showed us already some project in New Zealand, also in Africa, and of course cobalt and Congo, 60% comes from there, so we know that. We also know the challenges involved in that region as well. So I think, there's a lot of learnings you have had over the last years. Some impressive progress as well. Again, personally, very excited for sodium-ion batteries to see the world. I think it's very interesting what you're saying, about the importance of understanding the costs. I mean, even Shanghai's metal markets as well, understanding the cost of materials, of course, being very important. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to stay in touch to see kind of how you're developing further. I really appreciate you showing us your company and the products you're developing and the exciting tech stories as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you both.
Okay, great.